Hello everyone and welcome back to Rogue Trader. Last time we made it to Footfall. It's really noisy in this place. We made it to Footfall where Incendia Corda, the third of the three Rogue Traders in the Expanse, has taken over at the request of the Lord Inquisitor, Calcazar. And she's in the process of just about executing anybody who has, littered. And we're kind of butting heads with her because I think she's overstepping. Right? She is using... I don't think she doesn't believe what she's doing is right, but she's using her religion to go a little too far. And I know that, religious fanaticism is kind of like the name of the game in this universe. But in Imogene's mind, like, it's fair as long as you're being fair, and she doesn't feel like she's being fair anymore. So, but we do need to talk to her. Although it's not letting us talk to her, which is really annoying. Do I need to talk to the confessor, maybe? No? Like, it's not letting me talk to her, which is not good. By the order of the Lord Inquisitor of the Holy Ordo Xenos. What? Hamrick turns to you. Imogene, I must leave you for a few hours. I need to speak to the Lord Inquisitor. I have some questions for Xavier. I want to go with you. No, Imogene. This conversation needs to be between me and Xavier. Hamrick gives your hand the briefest squeeze, turns to the guard and displays his rosette. Hamrick von Calix, interrogator from the Lord Inquisitor's retinue. I require an audience with Calcazar. The man looks blankly at Heinrichs. The Lord Inquisitor is not receiving visitors. Heinrichs cocks his head slightly. You feel the air around him start to turn cold. I am Calcazar's interrogator. Let me in. Now. Why does the Lord Inquisitor not want to see his acolyte? Orders. The sentinel limits his response to one word. A moment later, the sentinel lets out a gurgling noise and begins convulsing. His knees buckle, his face starts turning red, and his eyes bulge out of their sockets. Enough, Heinrichs. Heinrichs does not move, only his eyes widen slightly further. The sentinel arches his back and collapses to the ground. Heinrichs steps over the body and heads for the door. No one else tries to stop him. Time passed 1 hour, 0 minutes. An hour later, the interrogator exits the palace and walks toward you. His eyes are grim, his jaw tense. Thank you. I'm ready to go. Are you pleased with yourself? What did you do to that guard? Did you obtain the answers to your questions? Some of them. I still do not have all the answers, but now the motives and reasons are clearer to me. Let's go. Man, you just murdered that guy. Oh my god. How horrible. Alright. Corda. Talk with me. Talk with me now. Nope, she's not in the mood, I guess. Okay. A vagabond? Nope, okay. Patrolling confessor. Amber!
Yes.
More amber. The soldier's limbs are twisted at unnatural angles. Someone broke his every bone and left him to die. Jesus, man. Traces of soot?
Predictable.
A bomb exploded here, most likely an improvised one. He was behind the sabotage. Where were the explosives? We don't know. Have mercy.
The world trembles beneath my feet.
Okay. Can we leave? Are we allowed to leave? Yeah, I'll collect all that. Okay. We can travel around. Can she really stop me if I wanted to? Probably not. Oh, no, that just gets me out of here. Alright, are we allowed to go to the Martyr's Endurance? I was reading the hint here about injuries. I don't really feel like injuries are as influential in the game as maybe they should be. To your arms! Wait! It's Her Ladyship von Valancius. I thought it was quarters dogs with another inspection. Stand down. False alarm. Like, traumas are definitely impactful. But injuries, I don't know. They just aren't... I don't know. Not very interesting. The barrels exude the smell of cheap fuel, which the owners must be using to power the bar's generators, and quite possibly to dilute their rot gut. Yum yum. There's Ryza. There's Vladame Takara the Liege. Okay, so we are able to just walk in. Hieronymus Doloroso. Oh, what are you doing here, buddy? Oh, never mind. Gotta talk to the Liege first. Look at yourselves! Hey, buddy. You have no other options, Ryza. If you abandon Footfall to Korda and flee, where are you going to sell your goods? Or restock your supplies? It will just be a slow death for all of you. No missiles, no water, no air. So quit bargaining with the inevitable and follow the plan. Your plan is a suicide pact. You have no allies, no weapons, no nothing. Vladame and Ryza notice you, and the old pirate grins sarcastically. You're trying to play above your league, Vakemo. You've taken on a rogue trader dynasty with only a handful of cutthroats and a couple of guns to your name. I see your march to the gallows as more of a gallop. Turning away from Ryza, Vladame's expression does not change, but an indistinct curse falls from his lips. Liege Takara, my greetings. Who do we have here? A couple of hardened insurgents? Never mind me. Do carry on. Who do we have? I'm gonna be a little smug about it. Who do we have here? With a wry smile, Vladame corrects you. Ungodly, lawless rabble-rousers who are a threat to the security of this station. Kindly refer to us using our full titles. Greetings, your ladyship. And as for you, Vakemo, I've got nothing to add. Your plan's utter crap, and the kind of gamble I don't take. I'll leave you to think about your prospects and maybe realize that using my shuttle would be a better idea, while the shuttle and I are still here. Look at Vladame. Maybe I should have looked at the other options first. The former liege looks angry and focused. His coat collar is unbuttoned, showing the meshwork of ceramite reinforced armor hidden underneath. He's wearing a gun holster on his side. Now that Vladame has thrown off the mask of a disgruntled bureaucrat, his sleeves are rolled up, showing his old bandit tattoos. He's exuding an aura of imperious cruelty. How's the station faring? It's turning into a kingdom of death, executing protesters, cracking down on corrupt traders, and suppressing dissent are all good, useful policies within reasonable limits. I've used them myself, in fact. However, with Lady Korda, reasonable limits are a distant memory at this point. I've noticed. Fortunately, I'd been preparing for that turn of events ever since the first time that hag tried to take Footfall. You helped us then, giving me time to organize. I set up weapon caches, enlisted more fighters, and deleted my agent's data from the Cogitator network. When Korda took power, she thought she'd won, but the station was still mine. To an extent. My little army is waging war on the enforcers. We slaughter patrols, wrestle back detainees, and punish those who collaborate with the enemy, or are close to someone who does. Vladame ruthlessly smiles, or his ruthless smile is like a jagged steel trap. Incendia has her reprisals, and I have mine. Everyone must remember that there are consequences for collaborating with the occupation force. You should have bowed before Korda. Probably. Well, maybe not. Well, between Incendia and you, she has done the better job of restoring order. Has she? I see your position of power has not changed you. Still the bandit you always were. Laugh. What a sorry sight. An old criminal looking so hounded and hiding like a rat. I see. This is probably maybe the least interesting of the options, but I'm gonna keep my cards close to my chest here. I see. The dame smiles tersely. Old habits never go away. I'll admit, I didn't exactly miss the days of my youth, but to find myself in the line of fire again is invigorating. Your ladyship, I'm asking you for help. Not only on behalf of the not yet scared shitless part of the station dwellers, but on behalf of the Casbalica mission as well. My people and my organization's assets are in a vulnerable position. Help us protect our interests, and we'll help you protect yours. What kind of help do you expect from me? Whip out your weapon and shout, in the name of the law, every insurgent present here is under arrest. I would like to make a deal with the Casbalica. I'll go and take a look around. What kind of help do you expect from me? A general uprising will be doomed. The enforcers have isolated the asteroids. We can't strike out against Incendia. She has the greater numbers, and her throne's refractor field will protect her from any attack. An insidious smile appears on the Liege's lips. So I'll ask her ladyship to come to us, exploiting her overconfidence. If she wants my blood, let her come and spill it. She knows we use the Asmascus as our meeting place. If you let the enforcers know I can be found and grabbed in here, she will come. Hardly with her throne in tow, I imagine. We'll lure her here into a trap, kill her, and take back Footfall. And why would I take part in that? Because a critically important station in the Expanse is about to become a graveyard. Once commerce dies, merchants will turn to piracy. What else can they do? Connections between worlds will be weakened, since Corda will make short work of astropaths as soon as she gets to them. And Corda... Do you think Footfall will be enough for her? No. She'll march on, perhaps to your worlds as well. Besides, the Casbalica mission, and I'm authorized to say this, sees your ladyship as a proven and valuable ally. Incendia Corda has nothing to offer you, while my organization's gratitude is guaranteed. Between losing an influential partner and strengthening your ties with them, I'm sure you'll opt for the latter. And what size force do you command? However much Corda would like to believe she's kicked the Casbalica out of Footfall, she hasn't. We're scattered all over the station, lying low, and there's still enough of us to cause trouble. A small band of my most daring staff members, who were by my side when I came to power, business partners who still remember that any venture is only as reliable as the grip of the venturer's hand on their pistol. Add to that the group of Xenos mercenaries which my colleagues from the Casbalica mission have provided me with. A radical solution, I know, but they don't care who they kill as long as I pay them, and I have the means to pay them. You had me until you brought in the Xenos. We would have greater numbers if Ryza wasn't so damnably cautious, and Hieronymus did us a favor and shut his preaching trap. The dame grits his teeth and adds quietly, I would have long thrown the good reverend for a loop if it weren't for the fanatical mob that would show up here to avenge him. What does Ryza have a problem with? She has misgivings about the prospects of our cooperation. The old rogue prefers not to pick fights unless her victory is a foregone conclusion, and right now she seems to be planning on fleeing rather than fighting. She needs the right kind of motivation. What a shame, there's no one the cold bitch values enough for me to take them hostage. Why does she call you Vakimo? Old nicknames die as hard as old habits. I used to be known by that name at the station. The Vakimo is a myth, a malicious spirit stalking for prey in Footfall's empty sectors. Takara chuckles. Had a terrible reputation when I was young. Why has Hieronymus shown up here? He preaches repentance. The dame remains stone-faced for a few seconds before giving in and letting a sarcastic smile form on his lips. Corda sent him here to make us lay down our arms and renounce our rebellious ways. But he seems taken aback by the scale of latest Incendia's purges, which opens up possibilities. If we put pressure on him, he'll bring over zealots who'll tear apart whoever he points a finger at. A useful man. I regret not establishing a rapport with him sooner. News of Incendia's death is hardly going to please Lord Inquisitor. Considering Calcazar has never once interfered in the station's affairs, he doesn't care about footfall. This means he also doesn't care who runs the station, so long as things are quiet on it. I'm going to make sure things are quiet. Granted, he did give Corda a security detail, but if she's already... Takara emphasizes the last words. Dead. And her death doesn't smell of deadly heresy, he likely won't bother to investigate. The Lord Inquisitor will simply entrust governance to someone who won't cause him problems. Me. I realize it's a bold hypothesis, and the Lord Inquisitor may have me hanged for Corda's death, but my life is at stake as it is, so I may as well take the risk. I understand your plan. An unblinking gaze fixes upon you. I hope you're finding it promising. Heretical. Down with Corda. The Emperor's justice has revealed the rot at its core at last. Let us drown it in the blood of self-appointed champions of the faith. I will help you overthrow Corda. Each second of her continued rule will cost the lives of hundreds of innocent people. Or we attack them. Can we make a deal with the Casbalica? Regretfully, your ladyship, I have nothing to offer you at the moment. My access to the assets you're interested in has been temporarily restricted. It's going to take putting a bullet through a couple of heads for me to once again be able to offer an adequate range of merchandise. Okay. I will take a look around. The dame nods attentively, then looks down at a data tablet showing a map of the station's systems. He scrutinizes it with a pensive expression. I need to talk to Hieronymus before I agree to something. The Emperor protects young von Valancius. What has brought you here? Perhaps you would like to confess? Repentance is the first step on the path of redemption. I would like to see the Drussian relics. We would never refuse our help to one who makes generous donations to our mission. Hell yeah. Whoa, these are cheap. I will take these. These are like super old. Okay. Another 650 gets us to 18. Gets us overcharged plasma gun. This plasma gun can only perform overcharged attacks. Its damage is increased by 5 times the BS bonus percent. This plasma gun's plasma explosion deals 2 times more damage and is 15% more likely to happen. Interesting. Could be useful. Psi Focus. The wearer deals an additional plus 5 times the psi rating warp damage with their melee attacks. Oh my god. Whenever the wearer suffers a critical hit, their dodge and armor is reduced by 30% until the end of combat. That is going to be good for our boy Heinrich. Yeah. Over the Dance Macabre. Yeah. So that's 25 more warp damage. Like just flat warp damage. Whew. That's good stuff. The Emperor protects. Why are you preaching here, among rebels? It is not the rebels that I see. I see fools and malefactors, whose weakness made them reject the law of the Imperium, who need of repentance and instruction. Had I come here earlier, perhaps I would have been able to prevent this heretical insurrection. And what do you see, rogue trader? I see frightened people trying to save their lives. I see what you see. They must all burn. I see pathetic old man who revels in the suffering of others. I'm not interested in your moralizing. Frightened people trying to save their lives. You are entirely right. But it is not their lives that they should be saving. It is their souls that are truly in peril. Have you sheltered a pirate among your brethren? Chaplain is a deeply believing servant of the Emperor. Few are as intimately familiar with human vice as him, and that is what fills his words with sincerity. His flock heeds and respects him, and as for all the hardened rascals and cutthroats who are part of that flock, why not? Our doctrine shuns no one, so long as they are willing to receive its word or with an open soul. You give penitents a chance for redemption. That is commendable. Your cult is dangerous, seeing how it welcomes criminals with open arms. Rotten souls cling together, do they not, Reverend? Most curious. Commendable. I take no credit for that. They chose that path for themselves. I merely point out that the path is open to all, and instruct those who have started their journey to redemption. For thus St. Drusus taught us. Goodbye. Okay. Anybody else around? What about Ryza? Is she around here somewhere? There's Chaplain. We need to talk to him. Oh, we can't. Okay. Stop squirming. One slip of my scalpel and there go your balls. Oh. Octaviana. Octaviana looks tired, but finds the strength to smile briskly. She pours 2 shots of a clear yellowish liquid with streaks of promethium in it, and slides one toward Ryza. Let's drink to her infallible ladyship quarters mercy and good judgment, wherever they are right now. Ryza downs the shot, grimacing contently. You're quite the poet, Octi. Yes, indeed. One would hate it if Lady Corda's ill health affected our own. Have you, by any chance, run into Lady Corda's good judgment on your journeys, your ladyship? The pirate laughs hoarsely. Got anything strong, Octaviana? Have you seen Jay? She left my ship and has not shown up since. Has she? How have you been doing here without me? Are you not afraid the enforcers will come for you eventually? Ryza and I need to exchange a few words. Got anything strong? For you? Always, my lady. Sorry, I just needed a strong sip of water there. A dusty but finely made greenish bottle with a wax seal appears at the bar. Lord Winterscale's favorite blend. So good, it's not entirely legal. However, during his last visit, his lordship told me to put a bottle aside until his return. And who knows if he'll ever return here now. It would be a waste. Here's to me and House Von Valantius. Then here's to Caligos's health and his prudence. Here's to the fall of Incendia Corda. Smash the bottle. Such hospitality toward a scoundrel like Winterscale. Then here's to Caligos's health and his prudence. If there's anything in the world her infallible ladyship hates more than us, it's Caligos Winterscale. So I'll heartily join your toast. Have you seen Jay? Octaviana rubs her jaw augmetic anxiously. The silly girl went out alone to get her people out of Falco's clutches. I told her to wait a little till we sorted out our current business. Then we could have bled him together. But no, not Hidari. That one's as stubborn as a herd of groxes. Said her guys didn't have that much time and vanished. How have you been doing here without me? Badly. But we're in no mood to lay down and die yet. There's still people who can't stand Corda's regime. And they are fighting. A sting a day, always somewhere new. The day may be on the run, but he still has people loyal to him. He'd have had more if it weren't for Reverend Hieronymus. Many fell for his sermons and took to repenting and confessing. He's turned so many to the faith that they don't dare touch him anymore. The old man's a force to be reckoned with now. She lowers her voice. The dame has let the station slip away from him. Many are displeased with that, including his business partners. Should something happen to Takara, come here. Yours and the Kazbalika's business shouldn't take a hit because of a former liege's ambition. That's good to know. That's actually really good to know. Okay. Are you not afraid the enforcers will come for you eventually? She smiles tenderly. If they show up, I'll blow up the martyr's endurance before I let those butchers take me alive. And for now, I'll be behind the bar refueling my roughnecks. That's a rotten thing for a captain to abandon ship, isn't it, your ladyship? Some captain. If I were you, I'd scram while the scramming's good. I know you're attached to Damascus, but this hole isn't worth dying for. I have a shuttle hidden away nearby, so we could take off right now. Calm down, Ryza. I'm not holding you here, so don't try to drag me away either. Ryza and I need to exchange a few words. Ryza casts a glance in Octaviana's direction, waits for her to take the hint, and look away, then says, "At your ladyship's service." Your eyes pierce the pirate, and you sense that the burden of her transgressions is so heavy that it will soon drag her under. Her fear has allowed a malicious will to sink its claws into her soul and tear it slowly to pieces. I'm interested in the Fellowship of the Void's wares. Alright, that was quick. Have another 100. There we go. Your soul is full of corruption. You haven't been cahooting with the archenemy's forces, have you, Ryza? The pirate squints. What, you're like the other ladyship now? One look and you can tell the wicked from the righteous? I suppose it's easy enough to guess that a pirate has a misdeed or two to her name. But no one has ever accused me of serving the archenemy before. You wound me, your ladyship. As much as Ryza is trying to turn it all into a joke, there's anxiety in her eyes. And her hand is reaching unconsciously for something concealed under her shirt. On her chest, as if she's trying to hide it from you some more. Let me tell you, just in case. If you ever entertain the thought of helping the dame, chase that thought away. He's not long for this world. Nothing more to say. It's an honor.
The world will bow.
What to do, what to do. See, this is a problem.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
The decanter used to contain a cheap amasec, which, for the sake of attractiveness, has obviously been enriched with a deodorizing agent. Leftovers of pitiful food are stuck to the sides of the plate. Seeing if there's anybody else around. Got a logic test here.
This explorator is blessed with multifunctionality.
The menu system of the Adeptus Damascus looks eerily similar to the design of the internal scan of the fuel compartment. Someone has inserted new data into the void ship's cogitator left over from ancient times. A lot of goods lying around. I'm okay with that.
My success is an irrefutable certainty.
Anything back here worth getting? I think we've read that before. Nope. Okay.
I tread a path unexplored.
I will help you overthrow Corda. Each second her continued rule will cost the lives of hundreds of innocent people. The Seneschal furrows his thick eyebrows. I cannot say I approve of antagonizing Corda, but her methods being what they are, I definitely disapprove of assisting her. I'm glad you're with us, your ladyship. This is a fight we must be well prepared for. As a colleague of mine used to say, if your brain doesn't hurt from all the thinking of where to hide, it will find out even your skull isn't thick enough once the fight is on. Which sounds especially ironic considering how he died. I'd like to ask your opinion on how we prepare. How prepared we are to entertain Lady Incendia. Perhaps some of those gathered in here will support us. Ryza's people, Hieronymus' zealots, even Octaviana's regulars. We can use whomever we can get. If you think that it's maybe worth fortifying our position or preparing a few surprises for our guests, my people and arsenal are at your disposal. All you have to do is say the word. As soon as we're ready, send Corda a message saying I'm here. Let her come. We'll set our differences the footfall away with a gunfight. Are you aware that Octaviana is already coveting your position in Casbalica? I'm not gonna rat on her. I mainly chose to do this because of the iconoclast points. If I'm if I'm gonna be honest.
Seize the opportunity.
Place a mine there. That sounds good. Maybe I can recruit you. Reverend, I want to stop Incendia. Help me. Are you openly declaring your intent to move against the exactor of the Emperor's justice? And why should I, her mentor in the faith, help you commit that act of treachery? The law of the Imperium is harsh, but not every transgression is punishable by death. Incendia thinks herself above the law, and that is heresy. 25% chance, yikes. Saint Justice is a doctrine of redemption, but Incendia has forgotten about that. Now what else might she have forgotten? You have said it yourself. No one is pure, including yourself and your comrades. Her justice will not pass you by. You will perish too. Arguing with you is pointless. Come what may. Come what come may. Yeah, let's go with the persuasion option. Indeed. Her fervor frightens me. Sometimes I feel she takes pleasure in doling out punishment and revels in her own power. She has forgotten that punishments exist to purify his servants and return them to his light, so that they may continue this service. Since the slaughter is at odds with that goal, I regret never managing to drive that point home to her. Now you have banished my doubt. I will do what must be done. Saint Justice's faithful will aid you in battle. Perfect. Octaviana. We have a plan for stopping Corda. Your help would be of use. The woman looks at you pensively. And by we, you mean you and Vladame? He always has a plan, but it's by far not always the best plan. Why should I believe in your idea? Do you think your Kazbalika employers will be pleased to learn you refuse to help me? Point to the people in the hall with a sweeping gesture. This is not about whose idea it is, but who we are doing it for. For the people on football. For you, Octaviana. For your freedom from an insane zealot's reign of terror. Your time is running out, and you're going to wait for your death, or will you try to put up a fight after all? How about a deal? Help me, and I will let you use my name for commercial purposes. Rogue Trader Von Valancius' favorite bar. Very good. Very good. Is that not a generous prize? We're going to go with the Iconoclast one. Plus 20. Light. Nice. The patrons greet your last sentence with an enthusiastic roar. Your heartfelt speech resonated with the commoners and seems to have stirred Octaviana too. You sure know how to be persuasive, your ladyship. You're right. You're ready to risk your life for us, and here I am being picky like a noble offered a Nutribar made of ground corpses. You can count on me. I don't have any fighters, but I do have a shipment of non-human weapons. Lethal, but with no guarantee of quality. Figuring out how it even works is tricky enough. But that still beats the junk Vladame's cutthroats are armed with. They can have a round on the house. Awesome. What's my reputation at now? We have to be getting close. It's still so far away. Damn. Well, the dame needs your help. Your ladyship. His plan is the death throes of a cornered and condemned man who's grasping at imaginary straws. The Vakemo was once smart, shrewd, and wily, but now he's simply refusing to admit he's already lost. We modest dealers are no match for a rogue trader. It would be different, of course, if we were strongly motivated or had a rogue trader on our side. Ryza looks you straight in the eye, her meaning quite clear. Exorbitant amount. A rather immodest reward for a modest dealer, don't you think? Really, 3 profit factor is an exorbitant amount. Man, we are filthy rich. Spoken like a cowardly crone, not a dreaded pirate captain. Even if you outlive the dame, I have the means to make sure it is not long. Not for long. Persuasion. Ryza flashes her eyes and scowls. Don't talk to me like that, your ladyship. The times we're living in. Barely anyone in the Expanse remembers who old Ryza is. I'm not getting any respect anymore. That means they need a reminder. And they're going to get one. Oh, what the warp. My crew and I will take part in your little uprising, but don't ask me for details. Old Riser prefers to keep quiet about the backstage side of her insidious and sudden strikes. Nothing more to say?
The world
Alright.
will bow.
Let's go around, make sure we are prepared. There's nothing else to, like, set up. There'll probably be stuff, like, at the front. Ooh. Order for barricades to be assembled out of the rubbish.
A space wolf never fails in their duty.
Awesome. We missed these goods in the back here. A melta charge. The coveted melta
The world
charge.
trembles beneath my feet. Perfection.
This shoddy cover will offer little protection against a well-aimed shot, but at least it will conceal the target from the shooter. Yeah, that is good. It is ideal, really.
Embrace true power.
Anything else? Here we go. Order that the fuel barrels be placed throughout the room.
Both strong and wise is Ulfar.
Alright, we're about as ready as we're gonna be.
I tread a path unexplored.
Let's go ahead and save it. I see no issue in letting Incendia know you are here. Get ready. Your enemies will be here soon. I will send my least important associates to the entrance to take the brunt of the initial assault. That should thin our guests' numbers. Without thinking, Vladimir reaches for his pistol to check how easily it slides out of its holster. Then, he smiles. It's an easygoing, young and bloodthirsty smile. I'd almost forgotten how much I love all this. Stay where you are. Lay down your weapons. We are here for the criminal Vladimir Tokara and his accomplices. Members of the heretic Vladimir Tokara's gang, lay down your arms and face righteous justice. They'll hang us all. Don't trust them, lads. Down with the hangwoman. Let's make the holy soldiers bleed. I hoped you would respond like this. Enforce this attack for the justice of Korda and the Emperor. Wow, we didn't put up much of a fight, did we? Wait, he sent the weaker ones up first, right? Gotta have a loading screen before we start. Flame rages in Korda's furious gaze as she surveys the bar. Her figure seems to exude a ruthless radiance, cruel like the scorching sun of a desert world. Rebels and heretics. I, rogue trader Incendia Korda, master of football and defender of justice, am ordering you to lay down your arms. Harsh justice awaits those who surrender, and ignoble death awaits the rest. Vladimir takes out his pistol slowly and says in a lazy drawl, Incendia Korda. I, Vladimir the Vekimo, am ordering you to get off my turf before I blow your brains out and throw your corpse for a loop. Now is the time to lay down your arms and sit down to negotiate. Hieronymus, perhaps you can calm her down. You probably will not believe it, Incendia, but none of this is what you think it is. May whoever is right survive. Now is the time to lay down your arms and sit down to negotiate. I do not negotiate with heretics or the dead. I like the idea of negotiating. As soon as an heir formally succeeds Lady Korda, I'll send a truce envoy to them at once. Hieronymus. Incendia, my daughter. I am at a loss. You are pursuing a noble goal, yet seeds of horror sprout where you have trodden. Where you have executed one heretic, 3 more are created by the fear you inspire. The Emperor's justice must fill hearts with fervor and reverence. But you only sow grief and misery. Schemes of humanity's enemies take root easily in such soil. Then you, too, have fallen prey to their deceit and trickery, Reverend. Was it not you who preached that mercy breeds connivance and corruption? Well, as you used to say, none are unsullied, and neither are you. You leave me no choice, Incendia. You had a choice, to stay loyal to the Emperor or to join the ranks of heretics. You made your choice. Gang, kick this lunatic out of my bar.
Your struggles are in vain.
Show them no mercy.
Alright. Is it just these guys? I'm guessing more are gonna show up, surely, right? It's not enough. Corda, that's not enough. What are you doing? You didn't bring enough people. And we really can't reach very far. Okay. Alright, Pascal.
Request approved.
Go ahead and do that. Alright, front line right here.
Running binaric override.
Analyze, or I guess, yeah, back line. It'll be right here.
My vow is to serve.
Rear line back here. Go ahead and analyze Corda.
Spiritual prognosis is favorable.
Fire. Go ahead and mark. Mark.
I will triumph.
Mark. Move here. Lay a trap.
I need no guidance. Ruin beckons.
Okay. I think we're good. All right, Cassia. Have you move here?
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Cursor. Good, good, good.
I'm not accustomed
Little
to
stair.
being ordered around.
What? All right, do that then. Ooh, that damage there. That's good stuff. I'm gonna do that on Imogene. Alright, Abelard. Go ahead and do this.
Victory
And then this.
is imminent.
And charge in.
It will be done.
Dodge and parry.
I'm not interested.
Dodge and parry. Good.
I will do
Brace for
my
impact. Gonna move here. Ulfar. You can move there.
Fame hungry come.
Block them off. Imrix, I am gonna need you to get over here.
I need a foothold.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Okay. Taunting Scream.
It will be done.
Here we go. And that's it for you.
Hold on. Let's make it quick.
There you go, buddy.
Out my way.
Where are you going? There's a good trap there.
Pathetic.
Okay, okay. Corda, if this is all you've got,
I shall repay your strike.
then you're in a lot of
Shan't
trouble.
I?
Wolves reign. Cubs play.
Hold on. Why can't they use this?
Give this task to someone less.
Ah, melee enemies. Okay. Well. Go ahead.
None can.
Flesh means nothing.
Fire.
There is no mercy found in
The
my
wild hunt.
heart. Oh, you still fight.
100 damage.
Accept
79
my
damage.
offering.
Killed.
Satisfying demise.
We are messing them up. It is great.
I will triumph.
Corda's not even going to get to go. Kick him out of the way.
Wolves will carve runes out of your bones. So it shall be.
Finish her off.
Die in disgrace.
She is dead.
Let's get to it.
Here we go. That was actually pretty simple. Oh. The dame surveys the carnage and says dryly and morosely, "What a mess. Thank you for helping me deal with it, your ladyship. Your help has been invaluable, but the Kazbala Commission will nonetheless try to approximate and match its value in the most generous of terms." He glances at Incendia's body and inquires with grim composure, "Does your ladyship have any preference in regard to what should be done with the remains of the lady?" "Give them to the mob." Oh, God. Lady Incendia's body is to be transported to the domain of House Corda, untouched. I do not care. Do with him as you will. Deliver him back to the domain of the House Corda. Overcoming the desire to spit on Incendia's corpse, clearly manifested on his face. The dame turns from a thug into a cold bureaucrat again before your eyes. He says curtly to one of his associates, "Place her ladyship's body in a cryo vault and take it to her ship. Make sure no damage is done to it. No further damage, that is. We were enemies, of course, but that's no reason not to act in a civilized manner." "What do you mean to do next?" "Cleanse the station of Corda's miscreants. I want Corda's enforcers to not face any reprisals. Let them leave. Do you realize that the way Footfall is governed must change? Don't bother thanking me. I'll just take what is mine. Kill the dame." Whew. "What do you meaning to do next?" "I'll restore control. I'll free the prisoners and give merchants back their impounded cargo. I'll replace the lowlifes her ladyship put in charge with my own lowlifes. I'll take care of those of the station sectors that are slowly dying in isolation. And, of course, I'll send an envoy to the Lord Inquisitor to bring him the news and inform him of my willingness to cooperate." Do you realize the way that Footfall is governed must change? I understand. A time of war requires Footfall's public liberties to be curbed temporarily. This station will cause you no trouble and will provide any help that's required. I'll communicate that to those partners of mine who've been lucky enough to survive Lady Corda's rule. Overcoming the desire to spit... Oh, okay. Let Corda's enforcers leave. I'm no butcher. Her ladyship's enforcers may leave the station, except those personally complicit in the killings of my employees, friends, and loved ones. I have a responsibility toward them. Congratulations, your ladyship. You have one less rival in the expanse. Yep. Well, I mean, until their heir emerges. And then it'll probably be war. Faction reputation received. Fellowship of the Void, 500. Drusians, 500. Kazbalika mission, 500. Now that we've dealt with the pressing issues, do you have any other instructions regarding the station's governance going forward? After all, Footfall is now under your exclusive personal protection. The dame and everyone in the pub look at you expectantly. Let things gradually return to the way they were. I will not interfere in the station's affairs. Footfall is exhausted and wounded by Corda's cruelty. I'm going to have shelters set up where those in need and in pain can find a roof over their heads, sustenance, and medical aid. Hell yeah. The entire gathering glorifies your name with a joyful chant. In their eyes, you see hope with a dash of mistrust. The station's inhabitants aren't used to such magnanimity. However, something in your voice gives them hope that you're not putting on a show, and that perhaps this is the beginning of a new and less grim period in the station's history. Well, still have the Inquisitor to deal with, so... Incendia Corda. We have auto-striking power sword. When the wielder successfully parries with this power sword, they immediately counterattack with whichever attack costs the least AP. It also grants 30% bonus to parry. It's a pretty good sword. Daredevil pistol, don't need that. Diviner's staff. Do we want this? Nah, it's weak. Weak sauce. Don't think we need any of that. Inferno pistol. Yeah, I don't use those. A plasma pistol. Yeah. Duelist uniform. 2 pistols, they gain 10 ballistics and 10% hit chance. We'll hold on to it, but I don't think I need it. Heavy xenomesh. I also don't think we need that. Injection adapter. The user gains carouse divided by 10 temporary wounds from combat stimulants. Using combat stimulants costs 0 AP. Okay. Stalwart boots. The wearer and the adjacent allies cannot fall prone and become immune to forced movement effects. Phoenix gem. 20 Medicaid and 20 carouse. Whenever the wearer uses a medic kit or a stimulant for the first time. 0. Okay. Commissar's cloak. Okay. Archivist server skull. This server skull is designed to spread the glory and splendor of its mighty owner. Okay, really, the only thing I'm interested in, maybe, out of all this stuff, is the sword. So we'll do that. Alright. So Corda Incendia is dead, or Incendia Corda is dead. There are now only 2 rogue traders in the Expanse until Corda's heir emerges. But yeah, and Footfall is now under my control. Good stuff. We're going to end the episode there. Until the next one, hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.